Told me it was all in my head, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, mountains generally are understood to be larger than hills, but the term has no standardized geological meaning.
Meltology 101, baby. Once you see the melted bricks, you won't fall for their lame-ass tricks. Geologist, you're fired.
Larger than hills, but the term has no standardized geological meaning.
Boom, baby!
Just how many, quote, natural formations are really just extremely weathered, once extremely large stone-built structures? Maybe there are many stone granite hills, and even maybe mountains that dot our earth, which grand structures of the forgotten people.
Boom, baby!
Encyclopedia Britannica, mountains generally are understood to be larger than hills, but the term has no standardized geological meaning.
They told me it was all in my head, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm on the next level, yeah, I know you heard about it.
Motherfucker.
You know I'm bout it, and don't you ever doubt it. I'm incomparable, that's why they staring though. Turn up the stereo, check it out, check it out, check it out. I'm hot just like a sauna, New York to California. Too hot, too hot. You ain't seen nothing like this, nobody do it like this. I'm on that next level, next level, on the next level. They all tryna catch up to my next level, next level, on the next level. Check it out, check it out, check it out. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Motherfucker.
You like that old school, back in the music, that shit is old news. I'm popping through the ceiling, that's my motto, that's my motto. I lead, they follow. I'm hot just like a sauna, New York to California. Too hot, too hot. You ain't seen nothing like this, nobody do it like this.
Motherfucker.
I'm I'm on the next level, next level, on the next level. They all trying to catch up to my next level, next level, on the next level. Check it out, check it out, check it out.
Yeah, I was born blind, I could not see, thoughtless, not free. Doctors on the scene with poisonous fists, they call it the vaccine. And if you ain't asleep, you know exactly what I mean. If my mama really knew, she would breach the roof. I just hope she knows the baby only seeks the truth. I learned not to trust the system of the institute, and I feel I need to get that knowledge into you. Mama raised a truth seeker, every day making way, exposing the deceivers, trying to wake up all the sleepers. Listen for a minute and I'll make you a believer. Mama raised a truth seeker, every day making way, exposing the deceivers, trying to wake up all the sleepers. Listen for a minute and I'll make you a believer. In school I was taught lessons, a young truther asking questions, while all these other motherfuckers guessing. Elementary just wasn't meant for me. Y'all keep your fake history, this shit is not a mystery. That it's all lies, and if all lies would open wide, and see in 2020 vision be nowhere to hide. It's so clear as a clear blue sky that we never see anymore, just trails pass by. And remember the conspiracy theorist said it's a lie. They're spraying chemicals in the air, but you still deny. So how can I get you to see anything if you're blind? Like the moon landing's fake, NASA lies all the time, and government officials are just the elite puppets. I'ma probably get murdered for saying all the shit, fuck it. Tired of this world anyway, getting bleaked by the day. Sheep will keep sleeping, truth seeker, I'm away. Mama raised a truth seeker, every day making way, exposing the deceivers, trying to wake up all the sleepers. Listen for a minute and I'll make you a believer. Mama raised a truth seeker, every day making way, exposing the deceivers, trying to wake up all the sleepers. Listen for a minute and I'll make you a believer. I was cutting classes, fucking blasting, straight mapping, looking at the globe laughing. Yo, we see way too. I was cutting classes, fucking blasting, straight mapping, looking at the globe laughing. Yo, all of NASA's pictures of Earth are fake. They're all fake. Yeah, I was cutting classes, fucking blasting, straight mapping, looking at the globe laughing. We can't get to the moon today, never mind 60 years ago. Every day making way, exposing the deceivers, trying to wake up all the sleepers. Listen for a minute and I'll make you a believer. Mama raised a truth seeker, every day making way, exposing the deceivers, trying to wake up all the sleepers.
Welcome back, everybody. I am so sorry about the time changes and the schedule changes. Things came up and we had a really bad windstorm yesterday, so I figured it was best to hold off till today because there was power outages all over my area. I have Shapu with me, so it's a good thing that I waited because I have him with me tonight instead of being solo. I would have been solo yesterday. So my wingman, my brother from another mother, Shapu, is in the house.
Hi, Jen.
Welcome.
Happy to be here.
So before the show, Jinx was going off like crazy, guys. So it just seems like she's calmed down now. What did you do? Did you stick her in a closet?
She's right there.
Oh, wait, I see her eyes there. Hold on.
She's licking herself right there.
Oh, yeah, I see her.
I won't say anything because I don't want her to to start again.
Oh, okay. So we got 24 people here so far. That's really good. I got a dry throat. The heat in my house is just, I'm having like the dry heat allergies, I guess. I don't know what the heck it is, but I took some coconut oil and just like put it in the back of my throat because it was getting so dry. I got to have my ducts cleaned out. The ducts need duct work, all kinds of stuff going on. So yeah, it's not a good winter time in the house with all the windows closed and stuff.
Yeah, we didn't have that problem when we had like eating with water heaters and even
Right.
wood stove. It's a bit more dry, but you don't really get that kind of stuff that these household heaters,
Right.
you know. Yeah.
My house in Philly had what I call it a radiator, not a radiator. They were radiators at the bottom of our steps, and you would have to drain them every once in a while because that's what ran through it was hot water. So every couple of years, you have to drain these heaters and, let the fresh water get through it and everything. But yeah, those suckers would get hot. We had those in our high school as well, and I sat next to one right at the windows. The heaters were right there, and I got too close to it, and my ankle hit the heater. And it burnt the shit out of and I cursed in class. I got in a lot of trouble for something. I was like, fuck, just flew out of my mouth. That doesn't happen in Catholic school. So
Yeah.
Wasn't good. I got a demerit or something.
Yeah, here's a tip from Mel. Just get a cheap humidifier. So.
Yeah. I'm working on it, Melanie. I actually want to get a good one, but I'm here in my office and the way the heat comes out from underneath my thing, it shoots right at me. I'm like a direct line of fire. My throat keeps drying up on me. My mom has this problem too up north. Hers is a lot worse because she's older than me, but it gets all crackly and dry and stuff. Freya's in the house. What's up? I see Cheryl Lee is here. That's a new name for me. And I know I have some new subscribers as of late. And I just want to say welcome. This is like my 5th or 6th channel on YouTube. I might seem like I'm a small channel right now, but at one time I was a big channel. About 5 channels ago. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm really grateful to have you guys here and everybody who's been a longtime subscriber of mine and following me through all these channels and all the ups and downs that I've gone through. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me. I see Mark and Melted Inverted Realm. Jenny's here. What's up, everybody? Mesa Melts in the house.
I think Cheryl is the person that I'm gonna show the video from the group.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Some people have their regular names in groups and their YouTube names over here. And if it wasn't for Shapu, I wouldn't know who's who because he straightens me out with all this stuff usually. And even then, I still can't keep it straight. But it's good to see everybody here. I noticed a lot of the bigger channels, I won't name names, but you all probably know who they are starting to get onto the melt. And I know Denise contacted me recently. And what's up, Denise? I saw you in the chat there. I hope you're listening still, girl. Told me that somebody that she listens to has finally figured out the melt, which is great. Some people, it's not even on their radar. Other people, they're just like, no, they don't want to hear about the melt. I don't think it was really on this guy's radar. And now, he's come upon it somehow, whatever. It doesn't matter as long as he's there and he gets it. Also, the millennial rain stuff has been coming back up again. We've covered this. Steve and Fan and me and Shapu have all covered the whole Tatarian millennial rain scenario almost 3 years ago now. And I was telling Shapu before the show, these buildings were Tatarian to me for about 5 minutes. I mean, I'm exaggerating, yeah, but it was rather quickly for me. I started to realize that they couldn't all be Tatarian. Because, that's what everybody started saying, the same buildings here or there and everywhere else, they must all be Tatarian. And for me, that just never sat right. What totally made sense to me was the millennial reign, that these buildings could possibly be from that era. And whoever knows these narratives are going to come out because everything's going to come to light would get ahead of it and put out another alternative narrative to get everybody already on that road, the Tatarian road. And even if you did figure out it was millennial reign, it would be hard to get a lot of these other people off of that, especially if they're not, Christian or whatever. Because a lot of people are saying now that I've scared people away from my channel because I talk about Jesus and stuff and the millennial reign and everything. Whatever. I don't let that get to me. I thought it was a little whatever. I was surprised to hear the person say it because I'd never expected to hear that from somebody, but I guess people have their own opinions. Right, Shapu?
Yeah, exactly. I agree totally with you, everyone can have their opinion, but if you don't have to go out on someone and
Yeah.
say all these things.
All right. So let me see here. I think I want to start, if you don't mind, Shapu, I would love to start with the video that you want to show. And then while you're setting that up, I just want to let everybody know, thank you whoever has already contributed to support my channel and Shapu's work as well, because his PayPal link is in the description below. I thank you to everybody who sent me their pictures of them and their hoodies. We're going to get that all set up and have a collage of everybody with their hoodies on and stuff like that. And if anybody's interested in a shirt or a hoodie, it says Meltology 101 or Meltology with the definition, which is the study and exploration of melted structures. I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying I came up with the word Meltology. I came up with the definition, and I own the domains to those as well. And I'm working on websites for them and also a wiki page because I own that one as well. That being said, it's funny because I was talking to Crystal when I was at Crystal's house, and we were talking about the word Meltology and stuff. She had no idea that I was the one who thought of the word and came up with it, and you know, this definition and everything. She's like, oh my God, I didn't even know it was you that did it. So I thought that was really funny. But I mean, I don't want to be known for that. I'm just, you know, putting it out there in case the new subscribers haven't heard my old live streams or whatever. What else did I want to say before we get started? Oh, also, guys, make sure when you're on Shapu's channel and, of course, this channel as well, when you come in and you're watching our live streams or our videos, make sure you hit the like button. If you don't hit it on the way in, make sure you hit it on the way out. It helps with getting this to the algorithm so more people will see our stuff, and it'll come up in the sidebars, I guess, if it has a lot of likes or something like that. At least that's what I've heard. Yeah. What do you think about that, Shapu? Do you think that works?
It works if you are not like shadow banned and put on the blacklists.
I'm trying anything I can. Yes, I am both of those.
You're still there, but you know, you're still your new channel is still okay. And oh no, I just well, then but mine, you know, it's nothing to do. I changed the titles. I tried to add like a lot of hashtags and stuff, and
I got to hashtag this video as well. I haven't been doing that lately. I got to do it. What's up, Curtis? Ania's here. Messing out. Melanie's in the house. I'm ready to rumble. She's got her gloves on. Look out. She's got glue in those gloves. So when she punches, it's going to stick. Oh, boy. I'm really happy to be here, guys. I've been wanting to do this live stream for a few days. Like, wow. But, all right, so Shapu's getting that ready. We have 38 people here, and as you set it up, Shapu, just let me break it all down where we're going, whose video it is again, and everything.
It's about 30 minutes long, and it's so good that we should probably just play it. And
let's just play it. We could stop along the way and talk through it. I love doing that.
Yeah,
I'm on no time restraints today, so we're good. Nice. And we'll make sure we have it on big screen when you share it. Here, I'll click that. Hopefully that works.
Oh, maybe I didn't share with sound. Let me just
follow the.
I hear it.
You heard it?
I heard it that time. Guys, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear this video as we're playing it. Put a 2 if you can't hear it, please.
So just to make sure, I'll just stop it and do it again.
Yeah, I mean, it could be possible that I could hear it and they don't.
All right. Okay. So this video was shared to me by Shad Kido here on the Mountains of Melted Brick building group on Facebook. But this is not her first video that she shared, but this one, it's really nice. She made a nice compilation and she explains it really well and made comparison with old pictures, so it's pretty good.
All right, well, let's check it out. This sounds good.
Yeah, I'll just play it. Let it play.
Road.
Sorry, I'm just started a bit.
Follow the red brick road.
Look at all those bricklets.
Yeah.
It's just brick everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, she's in British Columbia, Canada.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of ones, so everybody can hear it. That's good. Very good.
This one is big. It's a big brick.
You know, it's funny. I've heard people saying, you know, everywhere they go, they see brick now.
Right.
You know, it's popping out everywhere.
Yeah, it is everywhere. Yeah, it's crazy.
And that definitely was a brick.
Is this Leanne? It's another name, right?
Yeah, it's another name. It's Cheryl Lee in the chat right now. So if anyone has a question
Cheryl, yes, I'm sorry. It's Cheryl Lee's video.
about this video, she can answer it.
No. Look at that. Now, there's people coming by, so technically I can't dig this guy out. But you can see here, it's cooked to a shine.
Looks like it was going obsidian there.
Yes.
Wow.
With
And
a
turning glassy.
bit of reds that still left.
So I've headed out to this place called the Old Mill site, and it's in Port Moody, which is about 45 minutes outside of Vancouver. It's a historic site, and as you can see, this place, not only does it have an amazing, incredible melt, but this place is littered with bricks. And on the Reddit sites, if that's where the old sawmill is, all through the woods here, and all the way over the shoreline to this huge regional park, bricks have been found. And, you know, in the shot, you can see that they aren't just on the ground, they're in the water. And there are...
Yeah, here it's like, looks like a tip of like some kind of star fort stuff.
Wow. Yeah, look at that.
But probably it was way bigger because all of these bricks everywhere. You can clearly see all of this is all bricks.
It's just the whole thing's destroyed in there, and all of it's just right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are thousands and thousands of bricks. So I decided to go explore the area a little more, and I came across this amazing find. They're in this little alcove. I had to go out twice, actually. As you can see, none of the bricks are named. They have no names on them. And there's just melt everywhere. The entire ground is literally rubble. I know there's a lot of leaves there, but it's just broken. Now I'm looking for both names or a frog, which is the indent, and I'm looking at the style of the brick because all the little imperfections, despite the melt, those imperfections are showing that these bricks are actually handmade. They're not manufactured, you know, industrial type bricks.
Wow.
And I'm just showing you all of the melt that's happening here. Again, more of the imperfection on the brick. And this is a popcorn rock, and this brick was turning into a rock. That rock didn't get stuck there. It's turning into rock.
See, it's turning into rock. It's
You can see-
transitioning. It's a tranny brick.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. is what we find everywhere.
So there's proof right there in her hand. She found it.
Yep.
Nice work, yes.
Yeah, because when they make these bricks, they strain all the dry clay, and then they put the water, and they have the more viscous clay with the water mix. But there's no rock because they screen all of it to make sure that there's no imperfection and rocks in there. So why would it be there?
Exactly, Chapeau. Yep.
See the
From the melt.
goopy, melty glaze happening there. And those colors are vibrant. See, there's that line showing that that's handmade. And again, no frog, no indent, no name. I'm turning them all over. I had to come back just to check. Now look at the length of this. This one is pretty chopped up, and part of it is, the width of it is broken off here. So I decided to measure it to see what size we're working with here. So this one in particular is about 8.5. And I'm lining it up to a part of the brick at the end. So it is about 4 inches wide and 2 1/4. And this clump, there's hardly any mortar. They're just melted together. And these are also about the same size.
Yeah.
It's like a conglomeration of brick.
Yeah, and look at the colors also.
Does she have a channel? Oh, Curtis just linked the channel here. Thank you, Curtis.
Oh, okay.
It's that length. And look at this. It's just a melted, goopy mess.
I love this kind of proof. This is awesome. Great job. Great boots on the ground
Sucker
here.
was heavy as heck.
Yes.
It's a meltologist dream where she's at right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And again, just showing more of the melt. I have so much footage. See that? That's the hand marks. Handmade marks, I should say. And these are all lined up down here in the corner. I couldn't understand. And this brick, I taped myself measuring this brick, and it's actually over 8.5. It's longer than the others. Wow. And I couldn't understand why these are all lined up. So I did a lot of research on these bricks, and finding any straightforward information is almost impossible. But the fact that it doesn't have a frog or an indent, if you want to call it that, and no name, and the fact that these are handmade and unusually long, indicates that these bricks are at least pre-1760. And some sites even say that these point to being in the 1600s.
All right, let's pause it there for a second. Remember we showed that brick test of the bricks from the 1800s versus, bricks that we use now and stuff, and how the older ones are way more stronger and take way more pressure before they crack and stuff. Look at these. They don't make stuff like this anymore. No wonder that they've, survived the way they have too, because it's really well made, strong brick.
Yeah, exactly, Jen. And I want to add this green color. There are a lot of geologists say the green colors are to have on rocks, and it takes special condition, and it's almost like these green meteorite, glassy stuff that you find, and they always look like melted.
Yep.
So could be the same process here that's going on, because we've seen a lot of them that are really green, this green melt all over it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's just algae or if it's really in the bricks. Cheryl, do you remember? So I'll just continue.
Well, Cheryl just got some new subs. Well, welcome
yeah,
everybody to Cheryl's channel. Yeah, that's awesome. I have to sub as well. I have to get this link and get it.
So just so you can see here, this is a website that sells historic bricks, that the absence of a frog or a stamp is a rare feature.
Yes.
Now,
Boulder
in the
Bight.
city,
Yeah,
they've
thank you.
also found Chinese coins dated to 1700 AD. And when we look at the write-up, it says that the Chinese immigrant workers would wear these coins around their waist, but no one's explaining why they were wearing, at that time, would be 200-year-old coins, because this was right at the turn of the century. Add to that in 1962, they found this bell that had no identifying marks, and they were digging a 10-foot trench and they found it at least 6 feet below the surface. And because they always speak in half-truths, if they're saying at least 6 feet, then I'm thinking it was likely closer to 10 foot deep. So they're attributing it to a train crash that had happened in 1913. And they say that, it just got buried over time and forgotten. But that doesn't seem very plausible, does it? So these mysteries are all starting to add up here.
Okay, let's pause this again. Where's this location at? Just so everybody knows. Ania's asking a question.
So this is in British Columbia. The exact location, is it written here? Vancouver, in that area. Cheryl will.
Vancouver, British Columbia.
Yeah, Port Moody.
Port Moody. There you go. Good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah, and she said that they are like bright green and sunlight and almost iridescent. So it's not algae. It was really the colors of this.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's extreme heat that's going to do that, change that color like that.
Yes.
Water, extreme cold, that's not going to do it.
And look, she tried to find why they are there. But the story is that the train crashed and dumped all the bricks. I don't know. It's what.
Yeah, it sounds like a BS narrative to me. Shut people up.
Yeah. But with the drone footage, you can actually see all the structures that were.
The outline of it, yeah. And there's no history on a building being there or anything.
Well, I don't know. I didn't check for it, but I think she will mention it later.
Okay.
So on the way to the sawmill, there is this big boulder on the shoreline, and it has this marking in it, and it's not broken or cracked. This is melted right into the rock. And you can see here, it's taking the shape of the polygonal walls that we see down in South America. It's pretty amazing. And here from the side view,
let's pause it right there.
What I love is
Chaput has showed evidence of how these polygonal walls could have been formed through this heat. And he's got a whole thing on that. And it goes back again to the sintering and grain growth and all that. These are different processes, different levels of heat differentials going on, and other factors playing into it that cause these different effects.
Yeah. Got that right, Jen. It's the heat, the melting, the everything gets get clumped together, and it creates like these forms, and it's a big process to go over, but yeah.
I just wanted to point that out in case anybody's curious about the polygonal stuff, because it's always been a big bone of contention in the archaeological circles of how they did these polygonal things, and that it was for earthquakes and all this stuff. But we've shown actually like a simulation video of how they could be forming and stuff. And it's identical to what's taken place with these walls. That's why we see them in so many different locations, not just in the Peruvian highlands and stuff.
No, yeah, heat and expansion, and just another comparison when you make when you bake like bread or cinnamon rolls or anything, you put them like in your pan, separate. But when they expand, they grow until they hit each other, and then they start growing up because they cannot go on the sides anymore. That's how the bubble rocks are like formed when there's no more expansion on the sides. One side, it's just 3-dimensional, but so
Right.
you can imagine what I'm saying when you bake bread, or small loaves of breads.
Brick lines coming through on the rock very clearly, along with this arch, and there's these perfect little circles all around it. And I'm also going to point out, look at that, the color of these rocks. And even in the bottom here, where the C14 hasn't quite fully cooked out yet. So this is just a different angle, and you can see these perfectly straight mortar lines coming around the corner. This one is very straight, very amazing. And of course, we have this arch, but you can really see how square this block is, this chunk. So this is a planter made by a local artist, and they've moved it down here to the mill. And you know what they're trying to do? Normalize seeing muffed up bricks in muffed up cement, and trying to say, that's normal, nothing to see. And they're trying to numb us out to this. Anywho, on to the mill. So this is McNair's sawmill, and it's really hard to come by any photos of it. As you can see, it's completely wooden, sitting on these cedar pilings, and it's out in the inlet. And it operated between 1913 to 1952 or something like that, and it burnt down. And here you can see McNair's in the background, and it has a couple little buildings more here. The 2 towers in the background, that belongs to something else, I believe. But it's this smoking beehive on the left, which I believe is supposed to be a kiln. And the issue with that is that McNair's made shake shingles, and shake shingles were not kiln dried until later in the 19th century. So based on that picture, you can...
Yeah.
That is interesting, because we know they're messing with the dates with these pictures and stuff.
Yes.
See that it doesn't account for all these thousands of bricks. Now, I had to borrow this picture because our tide doesn't go out far enough at low tide in the winter. So most of the bricks you're seeing in this photo are actually covered by water most of the time. And in the right, you can see how they look like they're laid out almost like paving stones. And we have every variety. We have our mystery handmade bricks from the 16th, 17th century. We have some Canadian bricks, and we even have these Scottish bricks that says Glenboig on them. And here you can see that these structures that are at this mill, it looks as though they've built on top of older structure, and it wouldn't be the first time we've seen this, right? And when you zoom in, you can see that this base was made of brick. And this structure, to me, looks as though it also, maybe the top was added on at a later date. Perhaps a part of the side, but, once you see the melt, it's crazy.
Once you see the melted bricks, you won't fall for their lame-ass tricks and their bullshit narratives.
You got that right.
What's up, Juan? I'm glad you made it. Welcome.
Yes, welcome, Juan. And I see Johnny Cool.
Johnny Cool, yeah. You're almost late. We'll let you slide. I know you're dealing with Birmingham traffic.
So we are coming into the backside of this thing, and I'm trying to get up on my tiptoes because I'm only 5 feet tall, and show you that this brick is so cooked out that it's the iron in it is making it look almost like early granite. And I think if it had cooked a bit more, we would have a granite stone. Now, down here at the base,
I'm just going to put it out there. I think melted brick in certain locations is what we call granite today. I've seen it in the pavements in Pompeii with just a little bricklets left over, kind of like what she was just showing early on in this video. You could tell that if you polish that up and whatever, cut a piece off, you can make a nice counter out of it. They call it granite. So, yes. I absolutely agree that the brick goes granite. And I did hear of a house recently that's supposedly from the 1800s that somebody was checking out the basement, and it's an all brick house, but the basement, all 4 walls are granite. Now, what are the odds that they put 4 walls of granite in with a regular old brick house from the 1800s? That's just ridiculous. Yeah. Clearly, the brick went granite because the heat came up from the bottom. And that's what happened, in my opinion. I'm not there. I never saw pictures, but it just makes sense to me that way.
Yeah.
Shampoo.
Look at this brick. And that's half turning. And these bricks have actually turned out of the concrete, so the points are pointing at us.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Look at that. How does that happen?
And all that is fused together. You can see it's all fused together. It's not just, it didn't take millions of years to fuse together neither. It's been melted together.
Yes.
So, this whole thing was brick. It's all popcorned out now, but it really was brick. I know you can hear the bells in the background, and we tie bells to the dogs because of the issue.
And take note of where you're at with this time on here. And can you go back to where she had the tranny brick, and she was showing where the brick was half rock, turning to rock? I know some people came in late. I just wanted to show that.
Oh, which one? At the beginning?
Yeah, near the beginning, she had that one brick that was going rock, like tranny rock brick.
Okay. So I was at 13 something.
Yeah, we're gonna just, I forget exactly what part it was, but it was early on.
Yeah, I think it's before. I think it's right here.
But you can see here, it's cooked to a shine.
Oh, before this.
And that definitely was a brick.
Wait, where is it? Is it this one? No, this one is the shiny one.
Yeah, and we were saying that shiny one, it was going like obsidian, kind of like lava glass looking obsidian.
Yes.
There's no volcanoes around here that I know of.
So,
I don't know.
Glassy.
So was it after this?
And as you can see, where the old ground, they're for the area twice.
Or all this, yeah.
I think it was.
I don't even know.
I'm sorry, guys. I just want to go back to this this brick that's half rock, in case people came in late. It was really compelling.
Big. It's a big brick.
She says about 11 minutes. Okay.
11 minutes in. Okay, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, Cheryl.
That she was
McNair
way before. No, yeah.
Covered our Canadian older ups a part of the side. Crazy.
Okay, there's
okay,
this.
So we are coming in.
You were saying
that it's the iron in it is making it.
But you were talking about the one way before this.
Yeah, I thought it was earlier on. It's okay. We'll go back to where your timestamp is and pick up from there. Because we'll drop the video again in here if anybody missed it. Of course, you can rewind and show at any time. But she's got really compelling evidence of brick transitioning to rock. And I know that's a bone of contention for a lot of people out there who cannot accept the fact that our realm was melted with extreme heat, fervent heat. And in that process of that happening, which just so happens our whole realm is made up of brick, turn that brick into what we call different types of stones and metamorphic stones and all this stuff, and a regular rock out in your backyard and everything like that was all once brick. 51 people here now. Welcome, everybody.
You're welcome.
Turned out now, but it really was brick. I know you can hear the bells in the background, and we tie bells to the dogs because of the issues with bears around here. It's serious.
Oh.
If you know what that tile was, somebody tell me. That would be fantastic. So up here on the cement, this...
Yeah, I found the same type of tiles. They are like flooring tiles that they put on floors.
Interesting. Yeah, I've seen that in other locations too. I think there was even one place where we had covered a while ago an article that they built a mini, like a strip mall over it, just to cover it up because they didn't know what to say about it.
Yeah. Crazy how they cover all this stuff.
Oh, yeah, they just build something over it and everybody forgets about it. Heck, you go underneath all these cities, there's all kinds of like leftover city stuff that hasn't melted away. They just built right over it, put roads right on top of it, everything.
Yes.
Wow, it's crazy looking.
Yeah, Alpha. When we say eat, it's not like fire eat. It's not. It's electrical, changing the structure with frequency, vibration, and every movement creates eat. That's why we say eat. But actually, it's a vibration or something that alters the composition. You know, it can be any type of thing, sound. Electric, even big shock waves. We don't actually know, but we know the effect of these things happening to this.
Agreed.
But also heat can do the same thing because it's a type of frequency. But
I think heat was definitely involved to a certain extent. Frequencies, different things going on during this X Factor event. Also, the cooling period plays a part into it as well. The reason I say that is because things solidified mid-melt and hardened, just hardened together in big clumps and stuff like that. I guess frequency could do that as well, but heat itself is a frequency. So we're talking about extreme heat and pressure during this event taking place.
Yeah, actually the heat is probably the effect of the vibrational frequencies. Yeah.
Right. Like you were saying with the sun.
Yes.
Even. Yes. Yep.
All right.
Something happened from below for sure, because things are melted from the bottom up. It seems like the most heat damage we see on the bottoms of things. This is what we call ground level today, or our landscape, our formations and this and that, when actually, everywhere you look, you can see remnants of brick and mortar lines everywhere and stuff. They call them quartz crystal now. They've renamed everything because everything has transitioned into something else, and they can get away with that now. That's why they started putting out geology, archaeology, all this stuff in the 1800s, and recently like things like volcanology and stuff.
Yep. Yes. A new way of thinking for the new world.
Well, it says God melted the earth with fervent heat in the Bible. We see evidence of melt. God supposedly made this flat earth with a dome and put the sun and the moon in there. It says that we've realized the earth is flat now. So, I feel like for me, there was some type of fervent heat that took place and probably way more things that we can't even wrap our heads around for sure. But, to tittle and tattle back and forth about, was it this or was it that? Will we ever really know? All we can really do is compare the evidence from all these different sites, because some sites are cooked out like unbelievable, like the deserts and stuff. And other sites are left over like this, where we can see a lot of evidence of transition going on. And from that, we can deduce that there was different heat differentials or frequency differentials going on in different locations. What would cause that? Why would that even happen? Or was it set up like a grid system? And why is all this brick involved? I mean, it has a functionality on the grid system. It is a collector of energy. It's could be used as a supercapacitor. If you build up a whole brick mound in a certain section where there's a high energy frequency, you could be storing all that energy. And if you can harness that energy, you can also put it out and do things with all this energy and use it in all different kinds of ways.
Yeah. Yeah, they use it with a combination with all these pillars, these columns, these obelisks. How do you want to call them? They have all the same.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And it's very simple, guys. The DJ columns, the Tesla towers, the whole thing with even the brick. I mean, they're just telling us now recently, within the last few years, that bricks are supercapacitors. They store energy. They never said that before. But simple things like this and knowing the ley lines, the energy, and the true nature and function of how our system is set up. They have you spinning on a ball, hurtling forever, expanding space because you're just one big accident. So they know all this stuff. They're just not going to tell you about it.
Yes. All right. Let's continue. I think this is like just mortar snot covering the brick.
Cooked out mortar.
Wow.
Hard as rock. And it's glassy.
That's that vitrification gives it that glazy look, right? That
it's just cooked.
Yeah.
Vitrified.
So Cheryl just say 355. I think she found it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Cheryl.
I think it's the same.
And this is a popcorn rock. And this brick was turning into a rock. That rock did.
This one?
Yeah. Okay. Yep. This is it.
Can get stuck there.
Let's see, it's a brick.
It's turning into rock.
Wow. Yep.
Yep.
There it is.
Thank you, Cheryl.
I think there was this one here she was showing too. Was this another one?
Oh, but this one is the big clump of.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You can see the goopy, melty glaze happening there. And those colors are vibrant. See, there's that line showing that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you, though, for doing that. I appreciate that. Art above and within. Welcome. Jamie's here. Welcome. Welcome, everybody.
Hard as rock. And it's glassy. It's just cooked to an absolute shine.
Ooh, wee. They see a lot of this vitrification at ancient sites, especially around the pyramids and different sites in Peru. Everything has this vitrified glazed look to it, shine.
All the rock.
Yes. Yes, we did a show on these. There's even like a place in geology for these vitrified castles. You remember when you covered these vitrified castles?
Mm-hmm.
And the story, how they think they made them. Like they built the castle and then they lit a fire all around it.
Oh, yeah. They couldn't figure out why the walls of this, I think, wasn't that in Scotland?
Yes,
I think it was in Scotland or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an ancient fort, and they assume that the people put all these rocks in this big oblong kind of circle and enclose themselves within it, and to protect themselves, of course, it has to have something to do with fortification. And this wall is so well made and so strong that they come to the conclusion that they must have lit fires for days and days and days around this rock wall that they built to vitrify it, to make it even stronger, because it's all clumped together now, and it's like there's no way you can penetrate it. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's just their narrative over the melt, and we know what's going on.
I know, when you came out with that story, it was so funny.
I got another one for you guys coming up here. You're gonna love it.
Rocks and pebbles that we know were once brick, right? See, it is mortar snotting out through the concrete, and the concrete itself is melting. So you have two actions going on there. So down here, look at these bricks, all twisty, turvy. How does it do that?
What are those doing in there? I love it. This is great.
How do the bricks lift like that? And they have this old plank of wood secured in against it. And it's almost like they put that wood there to like try to protect the base, as if the base was maybe muffed up in the first place. I'm just saying it seems that way. There you go again. Another brick. They didn't lay it like this.
Wow.
I want to try to break that off to get in there to show you the brick. More of that weird tiling brick, maybe, or roofing. I don't know what it is.
All just vitrified in there. It's just a conglomeration of melted, muffed up shit.
Yes.
You can't even move it. And now, when I went to Papago Park in Arizona with Crystal, they look like mud hills with like rocks sticking out here and there. And it has a look to it to where you would think the next rainstorm, this thing's going to erode away. But I showed in the video one of the chunks of rock that were kind of looking like it was precariously sticking out. You can't pull it out. You can't even move it because it was solidified in there into it.
Yeah, it looks brittle, but it's actually like hard. So
exactly.
So weird.
These bricks were just cooked right down almost to pebbles. That one's turning, you can see. Just C14 cooking out there. Popcorning. Turning it half brick, half rock.
So all this other white stuff on here, are these like little barnacles or something?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure because I figured.
Yes, because she just said this place, it's like 80% of the time underwater.
Right. Okay. Just clarifying that. Thank you.
That's turning to granite, and you can see the mortar line was still in it. Now this is amazing. These, I believe this got cooked out, and these rocks, they didn't make this base with these rocks. These are bricks that were cooked and turned into rocks. Look at this freaking mortar line in this.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
like the small sample you just showed, we just showed. Same thing, but the bigger version of it.
It's amazing. It's a perfectly straight mortar line. That's the drone you hear in the background. Now this stone, you can see butt ends of bricks all in here, half cooked out bricks, brick granite.
Yep.
It's pure glass at this point, and this brick is squished down into a flat rock.
Wow.
And up here, it's like iron almost. It's amazing. There's so much. Now this, I couldn't discern whether that was a tree, wood, or metal. And I think it's melted metal. And the reason I say that
Wow, look at
is
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right in the middle of all
And
this.
look at
melt-
everything around it too. I mean, it's just like crazy what's happening here. Yeah, these buildings had things in them just like our buildings do. They also had pipes for water. And I think I might have a really good shot of water coming out of a wall. Recently, somebody had watched my Grand Canyon stuff and the video that I had up with that, where the water is literally coming right out of the side wall, just right out of the wall of the Grand Canyon. There's nothing above it. It's all wall and then water shooting out of the hole. Because the plumbing's still working in these buildings. It has to flow out somewhere, and it just keeps going.
Yes.
because look up here. This is bent metal in there.
Wow. This is a great find. Now, who else was finding metal in some of their stuff that they were looking
Now
at?
I'm trying not to get wet. Look, that's a
Mark Galat has some
Yes.
video too, I think, of some melted metal stuff and everything. Guys, it's out there to be seen. Certain locations, a lot of this stuff is buried deep in the woods and out of the way places that nobody goes anymore and stuff. Old kilns and things like that.
Yes, that's where you find like these metal parts sticking out. And
the bent brick. We can't bend bricks. They're hanging out of the rocks here.
Nice. Wow, this place is amazing.
Yeah, more of the popcorn up there. I just don't believe that a sawmill fire can cause this kind of damage. You know, twisting bricks at the base of tons of concrete in the wet ground in the ocean.
Yeah.
You know, did a sawmill really do this? I don't know. What do you think? I'm thinking they're hiding something here.
Agreed.
Yes.
Definitely.
And the reason I say that is because here, that little dip is the old mill. And straight up here, just 5 miles in this area, we have this. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. That is as old world as it can get. This is a water intake tower. Now, I managed to find this PDF on the history of this water tower. And it says here that this is a newly constructed 1912, and this is the picture. Luckily, so I was able to find this higher resolution image, even though it's not good. And this building, even though it's brand new, to me, it looks weathered, totally weathered. And look at the Antiquitech up there. Not only that, these people look extremely diverse and well-dressed for literally going through mountains on horseback. And I think we have someone, I believe this person may be Indian. This person looks African American or darker skinned, as well as this one. We just have, and this person could possibly be Asian. And it's just kind of this multicultural diversity that seems unusual because people from India and China were not highly regarded at this time.
Also,
but then I
possibly
came across this.
So whatever the date is on that picture, because clearly it's early, maybe 1800s or something, mid 1800s, that picture. The ground's already muffed up leading to it. The people clearly those people didn't build that thing. And even they look out of place around it. So this is definitely, for me, a pocket of survival from the X Factor from the previous world, which they would have to come along, eventually put a narrative on it, like some so-and-so built it at this particular time for this city over here to have an intake or some shit like that. And, slap a plaque on it or whatever and just walk away and leave it to the historical records.
Yes, totally agree. She will explain.
which is a picture of this same water tower a few years later. So now we have them side by side. This one's the old,
Yeah, look at this.
this one's the new.
Wow. Yep.
And aside from pointing out that, of course, the tech that's on there, I just want to show you, look at the windows here, glass and everything all pretty. And after, we're missing the glass. What happened to it? This bridge is broken. This is undergoing construction or repair, like they're repairing this balcony here, right? But not only that, we have right here, there is some sort of building here, which if we're going parallel with this balcony, I'm imagining, because they're a little bit different angle, it's this rubble that's sitting here that used to be this. And if we just slide these over a little bit more, okay? See the trees? All natural, normal. And look at this. It's like literally like a bomb went off and it's flattened. If this is 1912, what happened in the whatever, how many years till this photo was taken? Wow. And is this what happened to our sawmill?
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah.
So I just had to show you the coolest melt that I have ever seen. It's so light. Look at the viscous holes.
Wow.
You can still see the 14 in it, C14 in it. But it's turning to stone and light as a feather.
Wow, it's porous, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just showing you all the different forms of these bricks. Got the mortar lines. That still has C14 in it. That's a brick. It's just popcorn. It's hard to see it.
Here, pause it there for a second.
And
I'm going to do my
so
drop real
light.
quick from Eighth Cave. Because the way she just said, that's a brick.
Go ahead.
Guys, that's a brick.
Every day of the week.
That was for you, Cheryl. That's from Eighth Cave. They say it's a lava tube from 300,000 years ago, and lava flowed through this thing. But we went through it, and we found brick everywhere, melted brick everywhere. No signs of lava, but plenty of melted brick.
Yes, it's almost the same thing.
Yeah.
This one.
That's a brick. It's just popcorn. It's hard to see it, and it's so light. Like, I just broke my nail.
Oh, God. Oh.
Darn. But it's so light.
This is what happens when you're a meltologist out in the field. We must come prepared. We have to have gloves on. We got to have notes and document everything. And, so make sure you wear gloves, girlfriend.
Thank you, Cheryl, for your...
Thank you for your dedication here.
This. Yep, that's an unmarked handmade brick, 17th century.
You can see right there. I mean, that's healthy.
All different.
Yeah, that looks.
Whatever this structure was, must have been incredible.
Yes.
Colors here. So, from red, we've got little bits of red still in there, turning green, just getting cooked. This is very light. This, can you? And then, so this is again all the different variations of brick turning into stone. The red brick on top, losing the C14 with the yellow one underneath. The one on the lower left is actually starting to turn gray, so it's getting fully cooked out. The center lower is like right in between brick and stone, and then finally it's the full transformation into a granite stone. So I'm just scraping off the brick to show you that it says Clayburn. And that says Clayburn, which makes sense because we had a brick company, you know, about 20 kilometers from here at that time. But this says Glenboig. And Glenboig is a Scottish brick. And so this is about an 1800s Scottish brick.
What's that doing?
Also Clayburn.
Yeah. All over the other side of Canada. So.
Totally.
It would be better to bring bricks from India than to bring them from England.
Yeah, that would be a bumpy ride. Those bricks would have to survive the ride and everything too, you know, and weighing your ship down, all that stuff. I don't know. Just saying. I don't know. What do I know? from boat, and then train ride all across Canada. There'd be a certain number of brick loss along the way, I would say.
Makes sense.
And then you need a shit ton of horses and
now
oxen.
This that I'm digging out.
And over to where you're going if you don't have it on a train and ready to go and everything.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's somewhere along the line, horse and carriage or whatever of something is involved.
Yes.
Is another handmade, unmarked brick. And look at the length of this thing. Wow. Look how long that brick is. It's about, I would say, 9.5 to 10 inches long.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Wow. So these bricks from Scotland, they're coming 4,333 miles, and they are not supposed to be here in Vancouver, and certainly not 18th century bricks from the 19th century. They would have had to take them only by boat, going all through, you know, icebergs, crap, through the north and around here, which would more than double their distance. Or they would have to come down around through South America to get here, which, oh my gosh, it more than doubles the distance. And that's just an impossibility. They say that they used the bricks to balance the ships, and they were necessary. That's why they ended up over here.
Did you say something, Jen?
No, I'm just thinking what an excuse for this narrative of why these other bricks may have ended up in the pile, these Scottish bricks or whatever.
Yeah.
Here. What a load of crap.
Because
that's
me too.
A load of bricks right there.
Yeah. When I went brick hunting, I found like these Ruabon bricks that came from England, and they were made in the early 1800s.
Huh. I thought you were going to say France. It sounded like a French word.
Yeah, the word it sounds French, but it was an English making. I've never heard of a French making brick company. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
most of them are from England.
Yeah, because France has those crazy palaces and palatial estates like Fontainebleau and Chambord, and underneath all of that is brick. So you know, I mean, I don't know.
But I've never looked into the French brick makers. Probably a thing to look out for now. But most of the time, there are all from the UK and that area, or from India. And
I didn't even think England had a lot of clay over there or whatever.
I don't know, but they had a lot of kilns to make these bricks. So, but you know, England was big building melted, so they had a lot of material to use.
I know they got crazy slate mines over there in Wales and England, and it's just like, whoa, just like a whole underground city. I mean, they try to say that they're mines, but what are they building a mine or mining a building? I don't know. It's all built out inside. Like, I don't see where they mined anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, the more that I look of it, I'm pretty sure that they were the passage from the old buildings. No doubt about it. Nobody built inside these mines. You know, you go in there to take something out, not to build inside. You know, it's
absolutely,
it's
I agree.
But when we look at these mines, you're gonna show some today. I think it looks like they spend more time building stuff inside than taking some stuff out. You know.
Right. I mean, when you see the slate mines, guys, it's just like, I'm talking about staircases, 15-foot thick walls of slate, supposedly beautiful arches made of slate. I mean, come on, tunnel after tunnel, room after room. It's just like, it's insanity.
Yeah. No, I know these green rocks are really something. Green bricks, and even the yellow. Because when you found like yellow, we say it's like sulfuric, and these green are another thing. But we know that these yellow ones are all bricks.
That's right. And then you look over in like, the Arab countries and stuff where their buildings like Iraq and stuff are this color, the color of their sand around them. All this stuff was originally brick at one time. It's just cooked out to that point. And this is a great example here for people who don't understand how bricks can even transition color, let alone form. But this is one of the first stages of that transitioning into a different forms, or like a janky old rock in your backyard, is this color differential change, the carbon-14 being cooked out, and the different levels of heat to it that would bring out different colors, even if there's even impurities in any of the bricks in certain parts of the brick itself.
Yeah. So they start like red, and they do all the other colors because the red is at one end of the color grade, so it goes down to all these colors to, I guess the blue one is the last one, or the purple one. So these blue and purple one must be heated, I guess, the most. I am just saying stuff right now because
they're the darkest, going towards black obsidian. Right.
Yeah, exactly. If you follow the chart, the color chart of like the rainbow, the changing of the colors.
Yeah, and that's what you see here. Exactly, Shapu. It's like set up just like that. They lay right where they cooked.
Yeah, because it's a frequency again. The color that we see, it's just the frequency of color, and depending of what frequency they were at the time, I guess they take the color of something. So much thing to consider when you think about this stuff. All right, I think there's 4 minutes left, 3 minutes.
Okay, so 16 Alpha here saying that there may be some validity to that story, because he knows that ship companies used, is it granite companies from South America or South Africa would use this granite for ballasts for their ships as they were bringing this stuff over. So he knows that from the company that he worked for. So that's, there may be some validity to that story. I don't know. Maybe it could be that is why they used that as the excuse, because they know there's validity to it and would buy the narrative too. I don't know. Clearly something happened here that they're leaving out, in my opinion, of whatever their narrative here.
Yeah, I don't know what type of ships he's talking about, but here we're talking about ships from the 1800s, wooden ships. I don't know if they still use these kinds of ships today, but it's interesting. All right.
So guys, I have so much more evidence that it would probably bore you to tears to watch any more of it. So I don't know what's happened at this site, if the mill was just a cover up for something more. I just had to get myself out here in person, seeing this stuff for myself. I risked wild grizzly bears and broke fingernails and made multiple trips.
Blood, sweat, and tears, girlfriend. The life of a meltologist.
So whether I'm right or wrong, I've collected all the evidence and I'm handing it over to you, my jury of peers, and you can make your own decision. And just as a quick note, Shapu, if you listen to this video, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this group. I'm so appreciative for all that you do. Thank you.
That was beautiful. Oh, so many people have woken up because of these groups, Shapu, and that's just amazing. I think that's awesome that she's come onto it too through the groups and stuff.
Yes, thank you, Cheryl.
Yeah. How many members you have now in All Mountains or Melted Brick Buildings, and then the other one?
I think for the All Mountains, probably close to 20. I'm not sure. I'll go check.
Oh, she says, "Love you, Shapu."
Oh yeah, in All Mountains, 17. 17.5.
Wow.
This is for the public group.
Mm-hmm.
That was made like a year and a half later. And for the original one, Mountains of Melted, it's at 23.9, but it doesn't grow as much now.
That's still 23,000 people that are, tuning in and seeing and sharing the melt on this Facebook page, this group.
Yes.
So, and we have had a lot of people come in and get kicked out along the way, and just want to come in and start crap or whatever, and want to sling shit around and stuff. So those people don't last very long, but that happens. You're gonna have that no matter what.
Yeah.
Mountains are melted. That's right. Most of them seem to have been buildings. Just put the Facebook page in there, guys, the group page, the link for it. If you're interested and you're not a member yet, please join. You won't be disappointed. Trust me.
So this is the link for direct link for this video on Facebook.
And that's on the Mountains or Melted Brick Buildings page, right?
This link, I think it's for Meltology 101.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We also have that Facebook page too, Meltology 101 as well.
Yeah, because it was getting hard to find like all the basic stuff that you can find that we post on the two other ones. So in this one, I don't really post like people stuff. Sometimes, yeah, when a good thing like this video of Cheryl, I will put it on this Meltology 101. But most of the time, it's just all the information that we gathered over the past 2-3 years. That is there, easy to find, easy to reach, not too far like down there.
Yeah, it's unbelievable evidence that people have been posting. It blows my mind every time I go there and look at stuff. I have stuff I'm going to share tonight from there.
Yes. All right. So I think there's 2 minutes left. So
okay.
I'll just play the rest.
Look at that! Wow.
Just Yeah.
So it was all terraced up like that. That's interesting too.
Yeah, I know. That I was thinking the same.
We see the terracing everywhere.
Just like, oh no, went too fast. I think it's. Just like when Steve was exploring these cemeteries, it was shaped like the same thing.
Yes. Yep. Remember he found those doors that led underneath the cemetery?
Yes.
And there's some stuff going on with cemeteries, guys. If you've missed my first channel, and we used to cover all the obelisks in cemeteries and all the tech that's in there, it seems like the graveyard for old tech. And they just say there's cemeteries and bury people around it. But there seems to be something going on underground as well there in these cemeteries, lots of tunnels and stuff. And they never seem to fill up.
No.
Look at all that brick. Wow.
Yeah. Look at this beach. They destroyed something here and that they didn't want nobody to know about. Well, they say it's like it was a wood mill, but I don't think this was all a wood mill.
Wow. This is great drone footage. So you're using a drone as well. What kind of drone do you have, Cheryl? I'd like to know. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Shapu, you have a drone, don't you?
Me, no, but yeah, my cousin have one. We used it a couple of times to do some contract about house. We used to go to new houses and take pictures of the inside and outside, and so we had to buy a drone. But I don't own it.
Right. Well, you definitely should get a drone, I think.
Yeah, but I can use it whenever I want. But now he has lended it to his brother-in-law that lives in the what's it called? It's place his place in the south. I don't remember right now. I'm just having a blank. But,
Melted Inverted Realm has 8 drones. Nice.
You fly them all at the same time?
Yeah, right. Do you rent them out by the hour?
Yeah, you could.
What's this one saying here? It says, well, a lot more people are being cremated now. Yeah, I know. I know that. But if you look at the cemeteries from even a long time ago, I mean, they're just still around and they're never full. And it just seems like there's an overabundance of obelisks in graveyards. And we already know obelisks are tech. And why are they there? Why do they just have Wilson slapped on it or something? Or standing columns in all these graveyards that look like columns from, the old world that we see within the buildings. Because I think the buildings themselves were the tech on the grid system. A lot of these buildings were not meant to be lived in. Like a cathedral is not meant to be lived in. If you look at the ones that were built during the 13th, 14th, and 15th century, or even some of them earlier than that, you have people living in rudimentary supposed housing and glorious buildings with, roads that don't even accommodate the structure itself, that a building that's not even meant to be lived in or utilized that way, just crazy.
Yeah.
Let me see here. What was I doing?
Yeah. So thank you for this amazing footage, Cheryl, and video. You did the montage really, really good with all the research you did. So
yeah, and she said that she's been into it for a while now, a few years, but she's coming out publicly with it, and I think that's great. You're already boots on the ground. You're on your way, and you're doing a really good job articulating it and presenting. So keep doing what you're doing. It was really impressive. I love seeing what's going on in everybody's area like this. Shapu is finding amazing stuff around his area, around the rivers and stuff. And everybody's just seeing pants on the ground. He's going out all over his town and showing stuff and presenting. And that's what we need, for people to get out there and do that in these locations and show people so they know what they're looking at when they're walking around in their cities and stuff. There's a lot of people out there that see it and, maybe can't explain it to somebody else or whatever, but these types of videos they can share with their family and friends or whoever they want to share it with, other friends online or whatever. But there are a lot of people that are waking up to it, and it's undeniable at this point. And I think it's amazing that all of you are putting out such amazing videos and information and links and all this other stuff. Freya is doing really well with her stuff. Mark Galat has, for our Melted Reality, has an amazing drone that he bought that it just took his channel to a whole new level. Kudos to him. He's always showing the evidence. And this is all around our area here, places that I don't even get out to. I go to Chiha and stuff, but he goes out further, like 2-3 hours out in different directions. And there's just so much stuff buried out in the middle of nowhere, or locations that have no historical narrative whatsoever. But, there's the remains of it, and it's all melted and muffed up.
Yeah, exactly. So many people that go out now and look for these things. You can even mention a lot more people that we don't even know their names, but I've seen them post videos and stuff.
Yeah, they're everywhere. There's people that I've never even seen or heard of. I'm just coming upon their channels and different information now, and it's just so amazing to see. They get it. You can't, once you get it, you cannot unget it. You cannot go back to being asleep to this. There's just no way. Once you realize the earth is flat, you can't go back to that globe. It's a lie. There's nothing to go back there. You can't go back to the geological narrative and things took millions of years to form. Once you realize the earth is flat, you have to ask, what the hell are volcanoes? What are those? Because clearly it's tied to the globe model, the molten core narrative, and that does not exist. So, and why are these volcanoes showing signs of structure and brick? And why are they using these concoctions from the 1700s that can make what we call today the characteristics of a volcano, a true Etna, if you will, that can be very simple and easy to do in a very short amount of time.
Yep.
So, okay, let me see what I got here first that I want to show. Okay, let me go over here. I got this ready to go. So I think
I wonder where is Pants. I don't know where.
I haven't seen him yet in the chat.
It's been a while since I've seen him do anything online. Maybe he's taking a small break or he's on vacation. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I think I saw him in the chat on CFM's channel on Friday for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what he's up to. Hopefully everything's good with him.
Oh, yeah. I missed that show. I was out with friends last Friday night.
Yeah, it was a good one. He always puts on good shows. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to get into this screen share real quick. Let me know if you can see this. All right. So this is a post from Mark Galat here, and we're on Mountains Are Melted Brick Buildings Facebook group page, as you can see here, guys. I can drop the link, I guess, in the chat if you guys want to try to become a member if you're not a member yet. Let me put it over here real quick.
Oh yeah, Johnny. Maybe you got something there. He says Pants and Sherry is not here, so maybe they're doing something. So.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Hopefully they'll show up. Maybe. You never know. Okay, so there is a YouTube link here. I'm not going to play the YouTube link because I don't know if it's the same guy that gave me showing it or not, but the pictures are great and they, speak for themselves here. Now, this is it's in the UK.
No, for it, you can put it full screen also, Jen, if you want.
Okay, hold on. Let me see here.
You're right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It predates World War I and World War II. So they don't know who built it and when it was built, but they utilized it during supposed wartime as bunkers. Okay. So we're going to take a look at this because you have to understand they didn't really do anything to this place at all, except for cover stuff up where they could. So here you can see inside this the supposed bomb shelter, if you will, for World War I and World War II. You can see that the archways are brick here, and there seems to be this white stuff here as well. I'm not sure about the white stuff, but to me, it reminds me of the coating that we saw over the star forts, the facading and stuff, the insulation, if you will. And it runs all through this place with brick popping out everywhere. Let's go this way on the pictures. Okay. So this picture here, in the video, they show these guys walking through kind of like a metal tube, like I don't know what they call it, but it's all metal and it's like a half circle. And one of the panels were off the side of it, and they could see what was on the other side of this, metal tube they're walking through. It looked like some kind of like sewage tube, but anyway, whatever. Clearly they had it there to hide what was behind it. And when the panel was removed and they could see up through it, could see this brickwork up here in the ceiling. And again, I don't want to say all this stuff right here is not pickaxe marks. I don't know if they say that that's what they are or not, but these are heat striations. And this brick is going straight up into this as well. Like there's no real purpose for it here, but there it is. And even the people in the video were like surprised that this type of brickwork was behind all this, and were curious why they would even bother doing this, because it just seemed so excessive.
Yeah. No, you wouldn't see that seam if it was like pickaxe marks. That seam that you saw right there. It would be almost impossible to see because of these pickaxe marks, but you can see that they do not align one side of that seam and the other side. Right there. Right, these marks, they do not really align with each other, so it isn't pickaxe mark.
Exactly. And there is another scene right to this part here. Hopefully it's in the pictures. I'm pretty sure it is. But we'll see it. Okay, again here. Now this could have came later, this brick, as they maybe added on or whatever. I'm not sure about that, but you'll see the brick popping through everywhere here. Like this looks original to me, this brick here. And this was a white coating that was over everything. It's not like this coating was here. They chiseled it all out and decided, well, let's just slap some brick right up through here because for whatever reason. This was a white coating that was over everything. You can kind of still see some of it on the brick as well, but I think they also have some chalk going on for arrows and everything. But this is their narrative that they have going on. Again, here you can see the cooked out brick popping out from this white coating that they have over it all. And you have to remember, brick is a supercapacitor. The pyramids themselves also had an insulation outer coating casing on it, as well as a lot of these components would have for storing high energy. We don't know what these tunnels were used for or how they were integrated into the building itself and the grid system, and what type of things were going through these corridors. It could have been some type of energy, some type of flow. It could have also even have been water integrated in it as well. But either way, it was a white coating over the brick, and you could see the cooked out brick here popping out all along the way here as we go through these pictures. Okay. The last picture I showed 2 pictures ago where the arch was going up into the ceiling, that is on the left side of this, on the looking up at the ceiling. This is looking straight on after they removed that panel, and you could see up through that metal thing that they were walking through. And of course, up here we see a brick staircase that leads clearly to another level. There was some type of railing here as well, because you can see it laying here, kind of melted down and off of this thing here. This is all original brick, and it looks like it's in amazing condition. But there's definitely some damage going on here. So there's a whole nother level to this thing here that they're not privy to, because they didn't even know that this was here until that piece of metal was taken away. I mean, look at that brickwork here. You're inside of like a city here. Again, this is part of it where we were just looking up the staircase. This is that arch going into the ceiling here, but he's in a little bit different lower angle. This is all original, this stuff here. And this predates World War I and World War II. Again, here you can see that the coating was over the brick. Here's the exposed brick here. It's all cooked out, going gray on this side. And this side here is having different colors popping out with it. But it looks like it's in a lot better condition than the left side here. Okay, more to this fortification bunker system. This is what they utilized it for. Again, if you look up the narrative on this place, they will tell you it predates World War I and World War II. So it was not built for those wars or anything like that. This predates it. It was just probably utilized later, brought munitions in maybe to store or vital types of things to shelter from whatever attacks might be going on, whatever. The whole narrative for the World War I and World War II is all bullshit anyway, but we'll just skip over that for now.
Yeah.
You can see some new block work over here, like cinder blocking and stuff. I think that's new. They were probably hiding or covering up some other stuff that they didn't want anybody to ask questions about, in my opinion. Again, you can see this really amazing masonry here. And these corridors go on and on and on. I don't think that the white coating was this rough and rugged looking as it was original. I think it was a lot smoother. I think this has kind of like when you see the lime invasion happening and all bubbling through the bricks and stuff. I think that might have been something about what was going on here with this material. What do you think, Chapu?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was muted because the beast has awakened.
The beast has awakened.
Yeah, no, it probably what you were saying, Jen, because now it's all janky and stuff, and you can not see any mark, but they could always change it how they wanted. If something that didn't fit in the story, they could always remove it, and plaster it, like you say, if they wanted. Stop it.
She's going crazy. Oh man, that's too funny. All right, so here again, you can see more of the brick popping out here under this coating that went all over everything, in my opinion. What the functionality was, I can't say for sure, but since everything else had a whitewash coating on it as an insulator of some sort, it had to have been part of the grid system, in my opinion. Again, here you can see on this side here, it looks like a newer kind of block work, but I can't be sure. Over here looks like the original stuff on the left-hand side popping out over here. It's just really, really interesting, this whole thing.
Yeah, I wonder why would you put these bricks there, if you have like a cave all around it everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I guess that was the style, that exposed brick kind of motif.
Yeah. You need that style in a cave,
Yeah. Let's throw in a clinker brick here and there for, aesthetics. Oh, let me go back just a little bit here. Also here, you can make out brick up in this supposed insulation here and stuff. It seems to have gotten thin through here, and you can see brickwork running through here as well, just underneath of it. Again, you can see along here, it's just popping out. I think this is where the coating just fell off or got melted off or something in those areas, exposing the brick underneath of it. You can see the brickwork is extensive throughout this place. And you can see what a faint tinge of white over this stuff, like maybe a little bit of the coating just still left on there, very, very faint.
Yeah, look at all these gray bricks, Jen, these dead bricks.
Yeah, exactly.
They weren't gray at all, or it's a paint on it that's fading, but I'm not sure,
Yeah. Yeah, when the bricks go gray, they call them dead bricks in masonry, and it makes sense. If bricks are supercapacitors, they store energy. They're like batteries. And what happens when a battery is out of energy? It's a dead battery. So we have dead bricks. That makes sense. But if you don't know the meaning and you just hear the term, you may think something else, not as component as what we're trying to put forth here of the purpose of so much brick on the grid system. Because the lady that I talked to about her house from the 1800s, she told me, I asked her about the bricks, And she said that her mason who came out and brick pointed her house had said that they call those dead bricks when they're gray. But he never explained to her how they got that way or anything like that, just that they're called dead bricks. So let's see here. Again, you can see that there was this whitewash coating over it. It's still sort of on this here as well. Of course, it's here a lot thicker. And over here, it's also as well. But just so you know what I'm talking about, you can still see a faint glaze of it on there.
Oh, hi, Kairos. I just got here.
Uh-oh, you're tardy for the party.
I don't feel tardy.
Welcome.
That's for you.
Never. These helpers here, guys. They went block. They started going block. Hopefully this brick. I already said the brick every time. You can just put the block in here and it's snap it as well. On this door here, but everything is brick all the way through. Same thing. You can see this is an extensive system here of tunnels and whatnot, and rooms and everything. You can see where they made modifications for people that might have hid out here during wartime. They put in like toilets and stuff in some of these rooms. And I'm sure they did a few modifications here and there, but most of what you're looking at is original. You can see it's all brick, all muffed up brick, transitioning through here. And over here you can see the red brick, right, with the gray cooked out bricks as well in the wall. Here's the ceilings. This looks original as well. This interesting. This brickwork up here is just really like crazy looking. It also looks like it's melted into the beam, or the beam is melted into the brick. I'm not sure. Let me see.
Yeah, really interesting that they had to put that there.
Yeah, I mean, why are you going to do that? Are you kidding me? I mean, this is supposed to be a bomb shelter, right? Wow. Just wow. All right, let me go over here. Here's another angle of it. This is pretty cool looking here. Very interesting. Look at that. That's crazy. Huh. Wow, here it's really cooked out. I don't know what happened exactly in this part, but it's starting to look like that fort in Russia. We got brick going block here. Everything's cooked out in gray, and it's got all melted along the sides here. And this wall here is just muffed up. It actually looks like it's kind of bending on itself here as well. That is crazy looking. I don't remember that part.
Yeah. Welcome, Brian O'Shea.
Hey, Brian, what's up? I hear you're starting trouble all over the place. It's so crazy. Again, we can see the brick embedded into this melt here and this whitewash coating over it. It's all just kind of like muffed up and melted into itself here. I'm not sure what this line is going down here. They might have had lights with some kind of wiring going through here. I'm not sure what this mark is on the ceiling, but I'm just going to leave it. Wow, look at this. Look at this. So are we looking at the ceiling here? Is this what we're looking at, Shapu, in this picture? Do you know? I'm not sure. I think it's the ceiling.
Yeah, it looks like the ceiling.
Yeah, the ceiling's going block here in different areas. It's pretty crazy looking. And let's see here again, you can see the brick popping out everywhere under this white coating stuff, that thick stuff over it, the insulation. I'm not seeing what the chat's saying, so you have to keep an eye on that, Shapu. Here we got some brick pillars just popping out over here of the melt, it looks like. Not sure what the purpose is of these two here, but there they are. Here's those arches again. So I think we're back at the beginning on this one here. Okay, so let me come over here, come off screen share. We're at 1 hour and 49 minutes. I want to take a break, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to get into the rest of my presentation that I am super excited. What's up, Deb? So glad you're here. And we're going to take a quick break and come back and get into what I have to show you guys that I find very compelling. And it's just more proof of everything we're saying. So are you okay with that, Chapu? Take a quick break. Oh, you're muted. Okay.
Yes, hi Deb. Also, I said hi Deb. But, jinx.
All right, guys, we're going to be right back. We're taking a break, and don't go anywhere because you're not going to want to miss what's coming up. Meltology is the study and exploration of melted structures that were damaged during an extreme heat event that apparently took place in our not-so-distant past. We're talking temperatures well above 6,000 degrees. The evidence is all around us. You just can't miss the melt. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Once you see the melted bricks, you won't fall for their lame-ass tricks. Geologist, you're fired. The word mountain has no standardized geological meaning, so there's that. Meltology 101. Boom, baby. Tardy glue buffet right here. A successful woman is a woman who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks that others have thrown at her. I don't have haters, I have fans in denial, baby. This is a jackwagon free zone. How many people were in the car when JFK was assassinated? Boom, baby. All right, guys, we are back. I'm going to get into my screen share here in just a second. To give you a little overview of what I'm going to present here is amazing proof of what we've been saying all along, that everywhere you dig down, everywhere you go, there's nothing but building, and it's usually melted and muffed up. And we've talked about Cappadocia in Turkey, Derinkuyu, these types of underground cities that they say are carved out, which we are surmising and hypothesizing. And I think this is more proof to add to what our theories are. It's proof that it's possible that these are actually buildings that have been covered up and heat damaged, which they're telling us that these are carved tunnel systems, 13-story cave systems and stuff like that they've carved out to hide from invaders and all this stuff like that. That's not the case, in my opinion, that these are actually buildings that have been covered up. So not dug down and carved out, but actually covered over and even melted down into the melt itself. So what kind of things can we look for to prove these types of points? I found a video that I was looking for quite some time. This video is actually 4 years old. And the guy in here does not really talk about what we talk about, but there is an anomaly that he is investigating, and we're going to listen to what he has to say. And then I'm going to show you the actual PDFs for the proof that he is showing, because I don't want you to just think I just took this guy's word for it. I actually looked it up myself and looked at the seismic sonar side scans, or whatever they do, the ground penetrating radar, and what their abstract conclusion is for it, and what they say it is, and what it could be, or whatever like that. But the proof is there, and this test was done, and I believe it was in the early 2000s. I want to say 2002, that this area was being investigated for this anomalous structure. And we're going to be going to Lena Delta in Russia, and this is right at where the Arctic Ocean is. So let me just go full screen with this. What I was doing there. Okay, so let's, you know what? I got to put the volume on with my stuff here. Let me get set up that right there. I have my screen share ready to go on the other side. Hold on. Shapu, are you there? Can you hear me?
No, you should have put the Melanie. Can you hear me?
You're right. I'm not on the drop right now. I'm trying to set this up. You're the drop guy right now. Feel free to drop anytime you want. Okay.
No, we're just reading the chat, and this know thyself guy. I don't know what's wrong with him.
There's somebody in the chat, and his name's Know Thyself. What's he saying?
No, it's yes, Desmond.
Oh, okay. What's going on?
Oh, we can talk about it, because this red. I don't talk about other people. I don't like to do it. I don't need to do it. But looks like I need to do it right now, because this Red Brick Bob that says that he's a meltologist, and he says that we don't bring him inside our group, if you call it a group. I don't call it anything. Jinx.
What does he mean? One of the Facebook groups, or just in general?
No, just in general, because he's not in the list or anything. But he says bad thing about Joachim, that I don't agree with what Joachim said, but Joachim can say whatever he wants. Doesn't make him a bad person. But this guy went and made videos, hit piece on him, tell him that he was saying stuff, and I said it to him in a message on his channel. And then he started calling me names and stuff, but also he's trying to bring other people to see what he's saying. So I guess
right. Well, we're not here to cause division. We're here to bring proof to the table, and infighting has to stop. Whatever anybody's problem is, I think you should just table it. And if there's people that you don't get along with, then you don't really associate with them. But we can all still enjoy the information and share the information, I think. But as far as just trying to put other people down and all that other stuff, it's not what we're here for. You know what I mean?
No, he's probably angry because I don't agree. I don't with his post, and I don't post all of his post in the group, because I don't agree with all of them, but I post most of them, but not anymore.
I don't agree with as well that, I mean, none of us really know what happened. The only thing we could do is look at the evidence that's left behind and discern from that what may have happened here. And we already know they lied about everything. So, there's people that have other theories about this whole X Factor event. But at the same time, we're all coming up with the same evidence. It's just how we're interpreting it. At the end of the day, meltology is the study and exploration of melted structures. How it got melted, I don't pretend to know that when I made this definition. I can't tell you how it got melted, but the evidence is there that there was an extreme heat event. We can sit here and argue all day long on different channels and different sites when it happened, how it happened, but it's not going to get us anywhere.
It has nothing to do with that. All that they said is just because Joachim said something and that he doesn't agree, and I don't even want to talk about it. It has nothing to do with anything. I never did any hit piece on anyone or video about everyone. I don't really care about that, but he has to do this, and he has to complain that he's not part of any group or anything. It's not about that.
Yeah, we got to keep, a level head about this thing. And as far as any type of bickering or infighting or anybody feeling hurt or whatever about anything, and stick to the information. Because it's not a good look when people are infighting with each other and holding grudges and making hit pieces and all that stuff like that. I've had it happen to me many times. I don't make hit pieces on anybody neither. But some people will go to that level. That's just not us. It's not a good look for meltology. And, I think everybody should stay in their lane and keep doing their research and putting it out there. And that being said, we're going to look at this video.
You cannot come here and say things like this, just without nothing, So. Yeah,
you can't come in the chat and just start blasting stuff. You know what I mean? Or just acting crazy. It's not worth. It's not. And Shapu is a really good guy. He takes really, really good care and pride in his Facebook pages, the groups, and he's very generous with a lot of people. And we've both, especially him, have taken a lot of crap over the last couple of years having these Facebook pages up and groups and stuff. So it's not an easy task. So I just think we should all figure out a way to get along, or just at least, keep moving forward with the information. I don't like everybody and get along with everybody, and everybody's not going to like me and get along with me, so I just look at it like that. Just everybody should just be nice. Just be kind, and let's figure this thing out, or at least wake other people up to what's going on. We don't want them to come in and see us all arguing amongst each other,
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're gonna play this and listen to what this guy has to say, and then I'm going to show you the proofs of what he's showing, the documents and stuff. Okay, here we go. Let me know if you can hear this, Shapu.
Our final destination.
Yes, I hear.
It's going to be the Lena River Delta, and once we get into this area, it's going to completely change your perception of what you think or what you have been taught about Earth's past history. This is where it starts getting really interesting. The Lena River flows out into the Laptev Sea, and the Laptev Sea is part of the Arctic Ocean. And with it, it carries sediments and sand and different types of minerals. And then over the years, it deposits those sediments and creates this delta. This delta has a lot of unusual anomalies to it, especially in this area where it's purple. And with the close-up of the surface, there's lakes all over that area. And they do have a geometric pattern to them, and it looks like they all fit together like a puzzle. But the scientists claim that these are called thermokarst, which is where the permafrost indiscriminately melts in certain areas. But if you look at the other different thermokarst, they don't have like an intelligent pattern to them or geometric pattern. They're just in different areas, and they look more like small ponds and oddly shaped lakes. So I found an aerial view of that area, and what became very noticeable is that this pattern is kind of round, and it has an intelligently looking pattern to it, like it wasn't made natural, it was like artificial. After examining this image several times, I was finally convinced that this was an intelligent pattern and that this possibly could have been the remains of the foundation to a superstructure. So I went back to the surface image, and through the geological data of this delta, it's classified sand island, which of course is caused from the deposits from the Lena River, which means if this was a foundation, there's no way it could support this type of massive foundation. So the only other theory that I could come up with is there's actually a structure underneath, and this is the top of the structure, and these lake areas are actually where the compartments to that structure, and they caved in, and what was remaining was the main part of the structure itself. So there was only one way to find out if there was a structure underneath, is to be able to find the ground penetrating radar to see actually what was underneath this area.
Okay, guys, here's where it gets good.
Yeah, and the whole part of the Lena Delta. After going through a lot of journals and PDFs and all kind of data, I finally run across a high-resolution seismic and ground penetrating radar image of that area of the delta. So let's go to the article. Now, the first place we're going to stop is at this abstract. And it says that the sand island is characterized by typical lake thermokarst relief. In other words, the lakes are caused by permafrost melting in different areas. But then they go on and say, but there's no volumes of underground ice large enough to explain this relief are known. So in other words, these lakes shouldn't be there.
They don't know what's causing it.
Then it continues to say that the elongated lake depressions are generally in the middle, and they're between 1 to 2 meters deep or 3 to 6 foot deep, and the lakes are usually oriented hollows as deep as 25 meters or 75 feet. Then it ends with, thus the Lena Delta is characterized by several unique features that are either poorly understood or unexplained.
Unexplained or poorly understood. Guys, they don't know what this is.
So if that was a thermokarst, it would have a lot of ice underneath it, and it doesn't. So those lakes should not be there. This is the journal that I found, the ground penetrating radar image of that structure that's underneath that delta. And now we're going to take you to the page that I found it on. And it's going to be one more page down. And for me, this was a wow moment because you actually can see the structure and it's still intact.
Guys, you're looking at a building here with floors. And not only that, it's got a front door right here. Look at that, guys. There's a door right here. And as you can see, if you follow it all the way across the supposed sedimentary layers and shit, it goes right back over here into the building again. This whole thing is a building because you can see the floors over here as well. They might be more collapsed and not as defined, but you can still see the structure.
I'm going to take this image and separate it from the journal and enlarge it. And now you can see the 3 different layers of the surface. And you can see where the superstructure is just right below the first layer. So my second theory was correct. At least on the top layer, these chambers or these rooms are collapsing in. And that's what's causing those lakes. And then the borders around the lakes is what remains of the main structure of this building. And I'm sure it's isolated, or the deterioration or erosion is isolated to just a few floors below the surface. Now, the reason this is an excellent preservation is because this whole area, the Delta area, this is completely covered in sand. And because the water stays either frozen or cold most of the year, that is a perfect environment to preserve this structure. This structure is millions of years old, and
I don't think it's millions of years old. I disagree with that, but I'm just going to let him go and say what he's going to say.
I believe it was built the same time that the Lena pillars and the Russian megaliths were built.
So is he saying that the Lena pillars were built?
Yeah, the Lena pillars and a few other things. In the beginning of this video, I'll go back. I just wanted to show this part first, but in the beginning of the video, he goes over all that and how it looks like structure. You can see that they're blocks and they're aligned, and they're not naturally made like the geologists want you to think. They just happen to call them pillars, but they also want you to think that it's a natural formation, and he's even surmising that it's not natural.
Yeah,
so that's really amazing as well. And we'll hit that part on the other side.
That. Yeah, that's what I like about this cross section of the melted part. You can see that it looks like what you could see like in Petra or many other places that these melted mountains are with the openings and the apertures everywhere.
Right. And this is very reminiscent of Tenerife, where we could actually see where the windows in each floor was going across. I mean, you could follow it all the way across even.
Yes. The step well in India, it's shaped exactly like we see right here on the left side.
Nice.
You know which one I'm talking about? The step well that goes into the ground, not outside,
Yeah, and they don't know how far down it goes?
Yeah.
That one? Yeah.
Point out the different levels in this structure here. And then you can see how each chamber or each room is separated. Then you have the main entranceway, the doorway right in this area.
Look at
how
fine this is, guys. I mean, it's like, do you see how they could say that Derinkuyu in Turkey and Cappadocia, 13 stories down, was dug out and it was for fortifications and stuff? Look at this thing. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 floors that we can make out. We don't know how far down it goes or how far up it may have been originally even.
Building turns and goes in this direction. I highlighted this image so you could see at the top, around the edges of this structure, has the different floors and levels all the way through it, and some of them have collapsed. And it does still look like it has balconies at each level or walkways. through here.
So, Jen,
Yeah.
this guy is just a geologist, or
No, he's just investigating the stuff, just looking into it, trying to pick apart the narrative, I guess. And he's seeing something else going on, and he looked into it.
okay.
All this radar test was already done and everything, and he went and he pulled the file and checked it out himself and stuff, and he was like, wow, I was right, there is a structure under here.
Yeah, nice.
'Cause he knew there was something wrong with this area, something wasn't adding up with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Then here's a close-up of the main part of the building.
Wow.
To me, it's amazing that we have a super megalithic structure that's only 3 foot from the surface, and that this structure covers at least half, if not all, of this delta.
Wow.
And these scientists know about this, and they lied to us the whole time and given us scientific disinformation through abstracts.
So that's cool that he's on to it. You know, he understands that their narratives are bullshit. They're lying to us. They know this shit's out there. They know all this stuff. Everything that we've been talking about with the melt and everything, they know it. They don't teach their geologists this stuff. The higher ups, the ones who are initiated into all this stuff, you know, the big secrets that they get told at different levels of their initiation, these are the big secrets they get told. It's not just that the Earth's flat or whatever. They get told all about this melt and probably the X factor and where these things are located and what we call them today and everything. They get told the whole thing.
So I was sitting here and I was thinking, well, it's real close to the surface, so how could we get to a structure like that to explore it? Because I'm sure with it being millions of years old, we're going to find some unbelievable artifacts inside this structure. And the only way that they really could
So he goes into what they would have to do to excavate and try to get in here to look at it. But if we go back here a little bit, you can see here he's talking about the Lena pillars in Russia, which is this location right here with the red dot. We were over here where the delta comes out, where that building is right up here at the Arctic Ocean area there. So we're going to listen to this part too, because he's picking up on the fact that these things are not natural, that they're actually man-made structures.
An amazing discovery. If I was to tell you what this discovery was without the evidence or the image for it, most people wouldn't believe it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you on the same journey that I took to make this amazing discovery. Our journey is going to start in Siberia, in this area of the Lena River. And what's unique about this area is there's these stone formations on the river they call the Lena pillars. And as I began to go through different images, I just had the feeling that these were out of place or there was just something wrong, and I couldn't figure it out. So I searched the web to try to find a close-up of the surface of one of these pillars. And I did. It was on a website called Greenpeace Russia. Before we examine the surface of this pillar, we're going to look at the age and how this was formed. And it says right here, these are composed of Cambrian limestone rock formed more than 500 million years ago. Then it says...
And how would they know that? Did they have a geologist back there 500 million years ago to let them know that this is how they were formed? Just asking, you know, again, a bullshit narrative.
Most commonly forms in clear, warm, shallow marine waters. It is usually an organic sedimentary rock that forms from an accumulation of shell, coral, algae, and fecal debris. It can also be a chemical sedimentary rock formed by the precipitation of calcium carbonate from lake or ocean water. I'm going to make some enhancements to this image so we can see the details of the surface.
We know what we're looking at here, guys. We can see it plain as day, but this was 4 years ago, and this guy was just, coming up with it and just realizing something ain't right.
Yeah.
Something ain't natural about this. And I think it's pretty awesome to see somebody at this level 4 years ago.
Yeah.
This. After the enhancement, now you can really see the vertical and horizontal lines in what they call a rock formation. And you can real consistent, and they're almost equally spaced apart. Of course, this whole area has shifted, and here's the bulge. If you were to realign it, this rock formation originally, the way that they say it was formed, these lines would be perfectly vertical. Now look at the plates. We'll bring them in, and the thickness is almost equal all the way down. Now these plates are...
Yeah, and they would tell us these are sedimentary layers that formed like this, but we know that this is all brick. We could see the brick first off, and these are brick layers, not sedimentary layers, and it did not take millions of years to form.
Large, they're probably excess of 4 foot thick, but there's not a lot of erosion between most of them. Okay, and we're going to go to a different rock formation that's just like it. And notice it has diagonal lines in it. There's a lot of irregularities in it. The edges between where the layers are at, they have a lot of erosion. So there's a lot of irregularities to this formation, where at the Lena pillars, there is not a lot of irregularities. Now we're going to go to a different area of where these Lena pillars are found. And I'm going to bring this image in closer so we can see the surface details. And I'm going to make one more adjustment. And if you look close, you can see the horizontal lines, even though this whole area has shifted, are still almost perfectly aligned all through here. And you can see them in this area. And then the vertical lines are almost perfect. The blocks still have 90-degree edges on it, and there's very little erosion between where these blocks are joined together. After examining the surface of one of the pillars and one of the rock formations that's connected to the Lena pillars, I could only come up with one conclusion. Of course, this is speculation at this point, is that the pillars were intelligently constructed and not naturally formed.
Oh, baby. Intelligently constructed and not naturally formed. I'm just saying. There's somebody else saying it too. He's not a geologist, but he has a curious mind just like the rest of us, and he came to a correct conclusion, in my opinion.
They probably had a limestone quarry that they worked out of and engineered and constructed. Well, that's not so much of a new idea. The blocks were placed perfectly together.
Again, these are all said to be natural construction, but there's a large group of people who are saying that these are megalithic structures. Again, this is probably just due to the melt, why it looks like megalithic, what they call megalithic. I don't think megalithic even exists in the way they're saying in their narrative. This is just all, different types of heat damage and what it did, the bricks going block and everything. And he talks about other locations that are supposedly megalithic as well in Russia that nobody talks about, and they try to say they're just natural. But if I go over here real quick, I have the actual PDF that he was referring to, the scan that was done on this location. Let me go up to the top here. I don't know how to point down. Okay, so here it is here. High resolution seismic and ground penetrating radar geophysical profiling of Thermocrest Lake in the western Lena Delta. And I'm going to drop this because this is the proof, guys. This is the proof that there is a building there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys this PDF and put it in here so you guys can have it and share it and post it as well. I don't know if this link is too long or not. Shippu, you'll have to let me know if that link worked or not in there. If it didn't, I'll figure out another way to put it in.
Yeah, it worked. It's working.
Okay, good. Okay, so the PDF, here we are. We're at it. Okay, the abstract and figures, high resolution seismic ground penetrating radar, which is right here. What they did, you can see the one image here that he was just showing. It's very clear resolution here. It comes up really nice. And also on this one here, I see structure as well. He doesn't really mention this one or what it's portraying here, but it looks like structure to me, more structure. And so there you have it right there. And if we scroll down, we'll see the abstract that he was reading from originally. I think it's this one here. Frozen parts, shallow seismic reflection images, and all that stuff like that here for the abstract. And then there's more on it as well. It's kind of lengthy as you go down here. It shows you the area clearly. So this is not something that he's making up or he, photoshopped or anything like that. It's actually was done by a survey, geological survey in this area here, and what all their findings, if you will. Of course, they give it their own narrative and try to explain it like they don't know what it is. Nobody's even talking about the structure right here that looks like a building that has a freaking door right there, a front door you can go in. There it is, guys. There it is. And then I had one more thing to show over here, which is really
Motherfucker.
That's right. Okay, so here we're going to look at this cave house. I'm not sure where it's located at. I think it might be in England somewhere, but guys, this is just one huge pocket of survival, and clearly you'll be able to see what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to play this. I don't know if we need volume or not, but I'll just leave it down. Out in the middle of nowhere, a cave house with brick everywhere, muffed up brick. Oh. Look at that brick right there. Look how muffed up it is. Nice mushroom. It's not the greatest video, but it's the only one that I found on this, and they go in and kind of check it out and stuff. It's just brick everywhere. Let me see here. A lot of foliage. It's hard to see through a lot of this stuff. Oh, here we go. This part's good. Look at this, guys. This cooked out stuff. It almost went slate here. This is kind of like what you see in the slate mines. This type of structure. Oh yeah, here they're going to show the interior brick here as well. Look at this, guys. Just look at it. It's just buried back here in the woods, Okay, and then they wind up going into town here, but like back here, let's go back here a little bit. This is very reminiscent of those sandstone carved houses in England as well, which were clearly all melted brick. Red sandstone is melted brick. They renamed it red sandstone after the X Factor event when geology became a thing, and they wanted to deceive the people and hide the melt. And anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool. And what else did I have to show? I think that might be it. Hold on a second. Let me come off here real quick. Take a look here. Oh, I can take the camera off. There we go. All right. I'm going to go back into my message here real quick. I think I had one more thing to show before we finish up the show here. What is Jinx doing? Oh my gosh. Okay, the cave house had that one. Oh wait, let me close this out. Okay, this one here, Shapu, you posted this. We're going to look at this post here. This is pretty interesting. And also, those paintings that we looked at on CFM's show, that post that you did, the 2 posts with the paintings, that was amazing. I don't know how you find this stuff, but damn if there weren't melted buildings all in the background of those paintings.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We're going to get in a screen share. And go over here. Okay,
Yeah, the pyramid.
All right, so this is in Mountains Are Melted Brick Buildings. Shapu posted this. And Shapu, you want to tell us about this site at all here? Give us the...
No, this is the Mill Street ruins in Minneapolis. I hope the Pants would be in here to tell us more about it. But yeah, if you look to this place, it's built like under the now city of Minneapolis.
Yeah, you can see the car up here. This is street level at top, guys, and all this is underneath, just like what we showed you over here. Okay, this this abstract here. Let me find a bigger picture that he had up. Okay, well, anyway, this bigger abstract here, you can see this building is just under the surface here of this delta. And here again in Minneapolis, just under the surface of what we call ground level in our cities is all this. It's just amazing. And has Pants On been able to get over to this location yet, or you don't know?
Yeah, I think he made one video, but he said that he had another one that he wanted to go down there, but he never posted it. So
yeah, that would be really interesting if you could get down here and do some videoing, because wow, and it goes down even further. It looks like, you know, there's archways and tunnels here and stuff, and there's archway down here.
Can you make it like full screen?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry. We'll go back to this one on full screen so you guys can see it a little better. It's thick with brick. You can see it goes in. All this is brick. You can see the brick right here, popping out everywhere. Let me see if I can zoom in on this one here real quick. Look at this. Down here, man. What's going on? Wow. That is crazy. Look at the grain growth going on here on this back wall here, Shapu. See the bigger boulders in here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all over this place. It's amazing.
They have a narrative for it, clearly. Tourism is down here. Don't question the narrative. Just buy it. That's all they want you to do is buy the narrative. Don't question it.
Yeah.
Minneapolis has a lot of stuff going on. Look at this. Look at this. What are these? Sedimentary bricklayer bridges here? Wow.
Yeah, that's the old aqueduct bridge now.
So it was an aqueduct. Now it's a bridge.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at this. Look at this pillar right here even. This is all brick, this pillar here. You can see it. And here, again, these are not sedimentary layers right here. You can say they built down here, and then sedimentary layers are right here, and then there's more building up here. It's just, how do you lift up sedimentary layers and build underneath of it? I just don't get it. Oh, boy. Okay, this must be the other end of it. I wonder what's under this water. Something's going on under here, for sure.
Yeah, I think this is just more down the stream. It's in the same location.
There's this huge crack in it, but yet it's still, this arch is still holding up, even though there's this big crack right here.
Yeah.
Wow. This whole base right here is all brick as well, leading out. This is all a man-made canal right here.
Yes.
All the canals in Germany, when you look at all their cities and stuff, all their canals or their river systems all have this on the sides of the river. They're all man-made, guys. I'm not sure what part this is on. I guess they're saying this is some ancient cave art here.
And no, I just put it because you can see that someone made it to look like ancient cave art, but it's exactly the same. Anyone could have done it.
Yeah. Yeah, because we were saying that cave art stuff that they show for primitive people supposedly all look like they were done by the same group of people everywhere you go across the plain.
Yeah.
Which I think they're a false narrative just to further their geological and archaeological narratives of primitive people early on here and in different locations, the rudimentary stuff that they use to express themselves and everything. It just lends more credence to their narratives, just like fake dinosaur bones that people were supposedly digging up, Again, look at all this brick. It's all muffed up through here on the wall. But it seems like the arch maybe have been shored up a little. I don't know if these are metal bars here, some newer stuff that they might have put in, but it's pretty janky looking along the side here. Wow. So street level is up here, guys, all the way up here. And all this is down here. This is a really good post, Chapeau.
Yeah, you know how they buried all the old city, but this one, this you can still see this part here that is sticking out because probably all the undergrounds are still there and all built up to this one. Yeah, thanks.
Agreed. Look at this, guys. It was all brick. All of it, brick. Now, look at this. Make this make sense, okay? Because this clearly would be considered sedimentary layers and not part of the brick building, right? But we know better. We know that this is actually melted brick right here. So somebody came in and put in this cement-looking straight wall underneath this sedimentary layer here and then continued building with brick above it here, right? Is that what happened? Because that makes no sense at all, okay? Wow. Just wow. Again, you're seeing the same kind of brick discoloration as we saw in that underground fort or fortification bomb shelter that predates World War I and World War II. Same kind of discoloration there, even on these as well. And these look like larger outer casings here that might have been over everything. Is that what you think this is, Chapeau, on this side here? On the right-hand side?
Yes, it could have been there.
I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it might be like a thicker outer casing.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's another picture after this one. Is there? Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, wow. Look at this. Is this the same location?
Yep.
Wow. This is very reminiscent of what you see. They say the Indians built out in like Utah and stuff. You'll see partially built stuff that they say, they were trying to build stuff for their grain or whatever like that, but it has the same exact look to it and everything. And here, this is attached to that building. So that is so crazy looking. It's just so crazy. What else is down there? Could be a whole nother city down there. Wow. It's amazing that this structure is even still standing. I mean, of course, we know it's all fused together and everything. When they know it's not going anywhere, it looks like they shored it up with some beams and stuff. But basically, it ain't going anywhere. And look at the what happened to the bricks down here at the bottom. Look at how destroyed they are right there.
These walls looks exactly the same as what you would find like in European castle that they say they were built like in the 1300s. They're exactly the same. So.
Right. And why would you have bigger blocks right here, right? And then put good brick in right here and then go back to bigger blocks here, like all through your wall? You wouldn't do that. This is actually different levels of heat damage, different levels of transitioning happening here. The bricks melt into each other and form a bigger block where the heat is more intense, it seems. Wow, that's crazy looking. Look at this thing. There's even a big one right up here. Really, really cool picture, Chapeau. All right, let me back out of this a little bit. There we go. Oh, wow. Look at it at night. That's crazy looking. Wow. So this is the old aqueduct, and they made it a bridge. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's way better than anything they would probably build and lasts a hell of a lot longer. Stuff we build today is temporary. Okay, we saw that picture, yeah. Look at this. So they had a some type of coating over this, plastering of some sort. Bricks over here on this side are really muffed up. Look at this. Look at these ones down here. Look at that. See? They're all muffed up. The more muffed up it is, the more ancient they usually say it is. But sometimes their narratives don't match up because, like what Chapu just said here, you know, they'll say that the same type of brickwork and stuff that you see here is in like castles that are supposed to be, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years old. Crazy looking, just crazy. There's a lot going on under our feet, that's for sure. And they don't want us to know about it. This looks like the Lena pillars, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It looks a lot like the Lena pillars. That's crazy. Yeah. Wow. Oh, look at that one. Let's go back. Yep, looks just like the Lena pillars. Let me see. I still have that one up right here. Let me go back a little to his Lena pillars. Where were they? In here. They were just right here. Look. See these right here, guys? It looks just like this.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right? Look at that. And back here, when he first rolled up on this site and he was showing pictures of it, hold on, it's back here a little. Even like this. Looks just like it as well. Wow. Just more proof, guys. Just more proof. Thank you, Chapu. Wow, look at that. That's a crazy picture right there. See, yeah, look at the stark contrast here between here and here. And then these would be considered the sedimentary layers. So I guess they were able to build an arch right under the sedimentary layers right here. Because it's so muffed up, you can't tell it's brick. So they would have to say it's sedimentary layers, right?
Yes, yes.
So how do you build an arch up here under this thing? I mean, this is great. Look at brick popping out right down here. Wow. Again, here you can see what they call sedimentary layers, but it's part of the building itself right here, all of this. And down the bottom here, you can see the brick. You can make out the brick, not sedimentary layers, just muffed up, melted brick. Oh, this is an interesting one here. Look at this. You can see more extensive brickwork here. Guys, everything was brick. I'm not even joking. Look at all this brick right here. This is a lot of brick, okay? And it's everywhere. That building that we just looked at in friggin' the Lena Delta was probably made of brick as well. Probably why it's still standing. You think a steel frame building would be like sitting like that under the water and stuff, all encased in whatever? All that, even in the background here, all brick. Probably what's up under this tree here and everything's all brick. What else would it be? Again, looking very much like these Lena pillars here, over here. I'll go back to that one right here. Looking very, very much like that. Same. Oh, wow. You can see how thick the brick was. Let's zoom in on this. Look, it was thick with brick. Guys, thick with brick, layer after layer after layer that we can just see right here. I mean, who knows how many layers? Thick with brick. All right, so that's what I have on that, guys. And I will drop that PDF link again over here for you in the chat if you guys want to check it out yourself and share it. And that's it. That's all I got tonight, guys.
Nice. No, it was a great job. Great. And I have can show really fast another place thick with brick. It's
brick. All right, I'm gonna get on the drops while you're doing this because I haven't been doing any drops.
this place in India.
Oh yes, this is great, guys. These are not sedimentary layers. Okay, you see inside it. It's unbelievable. Go ahead, Chappelle.
Oh no, go ahead, Jen. I'm just showing the picture. Trying not to make Jinx speak.
Yeah, good luck with that. You'd have to put a cat muzzle on her. All right, so we're zooming in here, guys. And on the outside, sure, it looks like it's sedimentary layers, and maybe they just carved a couple of things on it and stuff. But no, that is not the case.
Yeah, look at the top. You can see that it's all brick and mortar.
It's
all of
all brick and mortar. The whole thing, guys. The whole thing. And I'm sure he's got a shot of, wow, that's crazy looking.
Yeah, this thing.
Yeah, look at how massive this is. Do you see how thick what brick this thing is? The whole thing is brick. Now, people are like, well, how can a mountain be a building? Blah, blah, blah. Look at this thing here, okay? The whole thing is brick.
Yeah. Do I have this? See.
Yeah, it's not a small structure, guys. And they say that this is ancient. So where's all this brick coming from? I mean, the whole thing is brick. Sedimentary layers do not exist. I'm sorry. Volcanoes do not exist. Wow. Underneath that coating, look, you can see the brick, guys.
Yep. This.
Wow.
All thick with brick. All of it.
Thick with brick, man. Look at that. There's no denying it. There's no denying it.
And here you can see bricks covering.
Brick web block.
Yeah.
They put an aesthetically pleasing coating over it that probably mimicked some kind of carved look. Here you can see like a panel on the side that may have been like part of the relief of what it was originally. Just like we showed on one of my shows with Steve, India has Buddhas that the coating is off of it, and under it, the whole Buddha is brick, made of brick, laying down Buddha, made of brick. Elephants without their coating on it, all made of brick. Wow.
What else?
And let's zoom in on this. I mean, we could zoom in on any of it, but the one before, you could see that it, yeah, here, look, see the bricks going with that sedimentary look, that sedimentary layered look right there. But nope, it's brick.
Yeah.
And there's a whole cluster of clump of it right there at the base.
Yeah, just part of this structure. And you can see the inside, it's all brick. This structure is really big. Let's see. All of it was made with bricks. Do I have no, this is when they found it.
You know what they're saying right now?
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, Jen, this did you want to show this?
Oh, the Tenerife. Yeah, let's bring up this picture here. We'll make it big. Scroll in on it so you can see the floors if you can for me there, Chappelle.
Okay. I don't know if this is the best one. I have a couple of them. What's going on? Okay.
Okay, let me come back over here. All right, yeah. So, guys, look, this is Tenerife. We've covered this. It's the Canary Islands. They say this is volcanic. This is how it was formed, and clearly you can make out the floors and the windows. Okay, you can see rectangular-shaped windows, and you can delineate each floor. I mean, right off the bat, you can see clearly 3 or 4 floors here that run straight across. You can follow them across. It looks like some of the windows may have closed up, and some of them look like they're still open, which again is looking very reminiscent. If I can screen share over this real quick, I'll see if I can do it. of this type of structure here in this video that we're looking at right here. Can you see that, Chapu? With the floors and the windows, you can make out the square rectangular windows right here.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yes.
Yeah, because I wanted to compare that to the Tenerife. I'll come off the screen share now, and you can go back to that. Oh, let me add it in. There we go. I love Tenerife, guys, because this is the one place where you can actually see the floors. You can make them out. They haven't collapsed down and squished down on themselves. And it's just just more evidence, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yes, thank you, Jen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that, guys. Just look at it. That's a building all day long. Except it's not under the water like this other one that we were just showing in the video. This is above the water. Wow. Great stuff. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, what is the name? They call it like a lava something. They have a name for it.
Gotta make it make sense, guys. And lava and volcanic activity does not make this make sense with all of these floors, these right angles, I mean, it's just too much. And you can clearly see the brick layers in through the whole thing.
I think they called it.
I think we'll have to fire some geologists.
I like being able to fire people.
The good news is you're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired. You're fired. I know why jobs come and why they go.
Go, you're fired.
You're fired. You're fired.
I'm gonna need your key card. I know how jobs are created and how jobs are lost.
Piggy, you are fired. You are fired. Piggy, you are fired. Fired.
I understand how jobs come and how jobs go.
You're fired.
I like being able to fire people.
I love that one. Oh, this is a good angle right here. Can we zoom in on this one? Here it looks like some of the floors collapsed over, maybe even broke off, and I'm not sure, but you can again see the brick layers. You can see the openings, the apertures. This was quite a structure at one time.
Yeah.
That is a building all day long, every day of the week. And while you have that up and we're looking at it, I'm going to play the Tenerife, the video that warps this out and makes it look like a building again, kind of. It's a minute and 30 seconds long. Don't go anywhere with your screen share. Just keep it up, okay?
Yeah.
All right, here we go, guys. Melted as fuck. Okay, so you get the idea. And that's this location that we're looking at here. So,
yeah.
Man, you got the best pictures on this place.
Yeah, I sent you like a link for a lot of them.
Yeah, I did get them all. But guys, just look at it. It looks like there's a rock curtain over some of the windows, closed up on themselves, but you can still make out, like I said, the floors. Severe damage in this place. You can see the melt.
Yeah. Yeah, this place is just crazy.
Let me put this.
You can't handle the truth.
And what are geologists, guys? And what are volcanologists?
Ballless, soulless, spiritless, corporate little bitches, suckers of Satan's cock, each and every one of them.
That's right. And what is a mountain? Does anybody know what a mountain is? Do geologists know what a mountain is?
According to Encyclopedia Britannica, mountains generally are understood to be larger than hills, but the term has no standardized geological meaning.
Are you telling me geologists have not come up with a standardized meaning for the word mountain? They can't, because the word mountain is a descriptive of something. It's a mountain of mud, or a mountain of money, or a mountain of melted buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Tenerife. That was a really good live stream. Look at this. Wow. Guys, if you're not subbed and belled to Shapu's channel, his links are in the description below this live stream. His PayPal is also there as well if you'd like to help support the channel that way. And he also has a merch store, which I have not linked up yet underneath. Shapu, if you're able to grab your link and drop it in the chat, that would be great as well.
Well, you don't need to, Jen.
Oh, no, I want to. Yeah, because people are interested, so. They really like your designs. The design I have up here in the corner, this little icon here in the corner, it says Meltology with the building drippy melts. This is one of his designs that you can have on a shirt. Guys, I'm going to put that in the chat for you guys.
Yeah, and I can't. It won't be a link that you can't click because I need somebody to repost that link. If someone can do it.
I don't know. Could they copy and paste it from the chat? Or, I mean, I don't even know.
Yeah, they can copy and paste it.
Okay, I see it here. Yep. Guys, if you can, somebody grab that link and repost it into the chat here, please. Thank you. Hey, Daryl, what's up? I hope you're not late. Guys, you're really late. Oh. So to all the people who are now finally starting to come on to the melt, I know there's channels out there who haven't talked about it, who are starting to talk about it, and other channels that are starting to come on to the millennial reign and the short season of Satan, which is where I think we're at. We're at the end of the short season of Satan. I just want to say,
welcome to the party, pal.
Where y'all been? We've been waiting for you.
All right. But
I'm glad you're here anyway. You know, getting to this point is not an easy task for a lot of people, and they don't want to go there, and they have to rethink a lot of things, and they don't want to do that and all. But, you know, when you're in line with truth and you're following these paths, you have to go down them. And I, for one, have never refused to go down any of the paths. I mean, some of them I might have thought, okay, I went down this rabbit hole. I'm good with it. You know, I can take from it what I can, and then look back on it later even and realize that that was a false narrative that I was even buying into myself and stuff. But we learn and we grow from all that. And I think it's important that to see these other channels starting to pick up this stuff and run with it, you know. Whether they get the whole picture or the gist of it, I don't know. I mean, that's for them to figure out, or if they're going to watch our stuff, whatever. But more and more people are waking up to it, bigger channels and stuff. And I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, however it happens, I'm just grateful it happens. And Shapu, do you have anything else you want to present before we go? Because I am going to get ready in a little bit to get out of here.
No, that's all I had tonight. So.
Well, that was great. I really appreciate you hanging out with me tonight and helping me through this, because I've been wanting to do this live stream for a few days now. Yesterday we had severe winds in my area, 21 miles an hour and above, and there were power outages everywhere. So I didn't want to take the chance of getting started in a live stream and then have it go down. So, and I wanted to get this information out to you guys. Like I said before, melt that like button on the way out. If you didn't do it on the way in, make sure you're subbed and belled to Shapu's channel. And I also have my backup channel in the description below. Make sure you're subbed and belled to that. And I am live streaming this stream over there as well. If anything happens here, I will be over on that channel. And you know, with my situation, guys, at any time I could be, axed. It's just the way it is. We still have 56 people here. I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out and at the information. And Shapu, you always bring it, and you always have the best pictures and evidence. And thank you so much for starting these Facebook groups, because you have brought so many people to the realization that everything is one big lie, and you know, we need to relook at all this stuff. And the evidence that people are bringing to these groups is absolutely incredible. And without you ever even starting, we wouldn't even have this. So thank you so much for all your hard work and everything you've done to collect all these images and all these folders.
Yeah.
I know everybody loves
you are a big part of it also, you know, so it's not all me, but yeah, somebody would have done it if I wouldn't have done it. So
well, you got it started early on, and it was great that you did that, because it's grown so much, and it's really eye-opening for a lot of people to see. I remember the first time I looked at chemtrails, and I thought they were just in my area, or at least just maybe here in America, but I stumbled onto a site which was chemtrails around the world or something like that, and it was everybody just posting pictures from like Germany, Sweden, you know, UK, Russia, China, everywhere, chemtrails. And it was like, if that site wasn't there, I wouldn't have been able to see, you know, that everybody else is getting this too and everything like that. So the melt is everywhere, guys. It's realm wide. Our realm is melted. It's our melted realm.
yes.
And you can quote me on that. All right, so I think we're going to go out with a song today. We took care of some business tonight. We showed a lot of proof. And thank you again, Shapu. I love you.
Thank you, Jen. I love you too.
Like I always say, let it not be said that we stood by and did nothing, because the only thing that evil needs to prevail is for good people to stand by and do nothing. And let it not be said that we did nothing. I love you guys, and we are out of here.
Love you all. Yes.
You've got bricks. What bricks?
Every morning from the long clocks, one and take the 8:15 into Can you guys hear me?